like and subscribe, and you'll have amazing luck for the rest of the week. Water is cool, water is life, and water is refreshing. So, water parks are places of fun and shouldn't really scar you for life. But then again, there are some water slides out there whose stories will give you the creeps. And today, we'll rank 10 of some of the most dangerous water slides in the world. Number 10. The Aqua Loop. The Aqua Loop is one of those water slides where single riders stand inside an enclosed platform. From there, they're dropped near a vertical slide into an inclined loop, and it all happens within a matter of seconds. If you're a fan of water parks, then you've probably seen one of these before, because they're all over the world. But the thing is, Aqua Loops have one design problem, and that's because they are so fast that riders often get stuck halfway across the loops. When that happens, you can only pray that help comes before you sustain any major injury. In 2016, one particular incident like that happened at the popular Queensland theme park, Australia. Back then, a teenage girl landed in the hospital wing because of a spinal injury after riding the Aqua Loop. Luckily, she made it out alive. However, because of that and many other incidents, I dare not mention that riding an Aqua Loop now comes with one rule: wear your swim shorts inside out to avoid getting any zippers or cords trapped by the contours of the slide. Number 9. Insano. When it was constructed in Brazil in 1989, the Insano was as tall as a 14-story building. Back then, riders speed up as fast as 65 miles per hour, and it only takes 5 seconds for the riders to travel down the entire 14 stories. So the Guinness Book of World Records rated Insano as the tallest and scariest water slide in the world. Although today it has long been displaced from that position, but the mark it left on the mind of some of its riders remains. To ride the Insano, the instructors would mandate that you ride alone, on your back, with your legs and arms crossed. This is because Insano is so steep that along the line, you travel so fast that you literally start flying in the air. Now, that's what freaks people out, because unlike other safer water slides, the sliding board in the Insano is opened. That means if you get too airborne, things might go crazy really fast. For that reason, they expect riders on Insano to be at least 4'6", and luckily to date, no one has ever died on Insano. Number 8. Phaser. Most water slides out there are safe for every adult, more or less. But as for Phaser, the authorities made it a no-go area for women. And I must admit, I would say that their concerns are not misplaced. The Phaser is one out of 20 original designs of water slides at the famous Galaxy Erding Water Park in Germany. But unlike the others, the Phaser makes you slide down at a speedway higher than the normal speed limit of a car. So, that makes it one of the most intense water slides in Germany, and by extension, on the planet. Of course, such crazy slides come with danger. On Phaser, the danger is so directed at women that at some point, about 6 women reported hospital injuries to their genitals. Because of that, the park authorities agreed to ban women from riding Phaser. Men, however, are not affected because Phaser seems to be more compatible with the male anatomy. But that doesn't mean that the male heart will beat any slower. It's just that no man has been injured on Phaser yet. Number 7. The Black Hole. The Black Hole is among the 17 water slides inside the Wet n Wild water park found in Orlando in 1977. As of today, the water park is now closed. Back in its heyday, it was the one place to visit, and it enjoyed that glory for almost 40 years, all thanks to the Black Hole. The Black Hole was a twisting 500-foot slide with black-colored tubes ridden by a raft. On average, you'll need about 23 seconds to make it through the slide, but 3 seconds before completion, the operator would have sent another raft through. There was no way to be sure a raft wasn't making it through the ride before the next one was sent along its way. Although in most cases things panned out well, but in 1944, this slide pinched the spinal cord of one man when his raft collided with another raft already stuck in the black hole. In the end, the man successfully sued for $1.73 million. And finally, the park had to close in 2016 because of other similar cases inside the black hole. Number 6. The Leap of Faith. The Leap of Faith is a water slide inside the Atlantis Paradise Island in the Bahamas. By height, it stands up to 9 stories, but by design, they made it for daredevils with a thing for sharks. Because at the end of the slide, there's a large tank filled with live Caribbean reef sharks, hammerheads, and stingrays. But before getting to that part, you as a rider would have dropped the entire 9-story slide shaped like a Mayan temple. Afterward, you would then be squeezed into underwater transparent tubes that passed right through the middle of the shark tanks. If you're afraid of heights, then the fear of that alone could give you a heart attack as you climb up the temple. But if you're finally able to let go of that fear, it would take a leap of faith before you try sliding past the sharks. I like to play it safe because one time ago, one shark died while trying to get into the slide. So who knows, another day, the sharks may decide to break the tubes. Number 5. The Steamer Water Slide. The Steamer Water Slide is one of the wildest attractions at the Calypso Water Park in Ottawa. But according to many people who have actually been on it, they likened it to a toilet bowl because of the shape of this slide. But the reason I considered it dangerous is far more than that. The thing is, often owners admit their slides are dangerous, so they try to hire competent workers to manage it for them. In the case of the Steamer Water Slide, the authorities continually lied about the dangers associated with their slide. They did this so that people would continue to ride on it, whereas frequently the Steamer Water Slide has gained about 11 different safety tests. In fact, in 2011, there were several reports of rafts flipping inside the slide. Sadly, 2 different riders broke their vertebrae and collarbones while riding the steamer slide that year. Yet every day, the park continues to reopen the slide, ignoring the dangers that lurked within. So, it's best you stay far away, because there's plenty of other slides out there. Number 4. The Verrückt. With a height equivalent to a 16-story building, the Verrückt was once the tallest water slide in the world. Back then in 2014, building it cost $3.6 million, and that makes it one of the most expensive water slides in the world. It was also the most popular water slide in all of Kansas City, but that glory was short-lived, and it closed down in 2016 when, of course, something terrible happened. In this video, I won't talk about all the gory scenes that happened back then, but know that the unfortunate incident involved a 10-year-old boy and 2 other women, and they later took the owners of the Verrückt to court. During the investigation, they revealed that the water slide had actually injured 13 other people, only that their cases weren't as fatal as the boys. Besides that, the investigations also revealed that the Verrückt was unsafe for use, so they finally demolished it in 2018. As for the case of the young boy, the family successfully sued the owners of the Verrückt for $20 million. Now it's time for our best pick. Yes, most theme park rides are dangerous because, well, they're often made for daredevils. But then, this one at the top of the list today beats the others to their game. Let's find out what it is. Number 3. The Yas Waterworld. Abu Dhabi is a place of fun and home to one of the largest water parks in the world. This water park is called Yas Waterworld. It's just minutes from Ferrari World, Warner Brothers World, and World in Abu Dhabi. Besides that, it measures up to 25 football fields and houses about 45 slides, rides, and other adrenaline attractions. So now you have an idea about how big and beautiful this water park actually is. However, size is not the only thing that makes this place popular. It also features the largest man-made waves on the planet, and the water slides are open to both amateurs and pros. But frequently, these slides get stuck halfway just before the major drop. Before the raft resumes, it would need the divine intervention of the park workers. While they help, you and others would hang in the balance. This waiting is essential, and the park authorities warn the riders not to move in this kind of condition. The thing is, such warnings mean that anything can happen, and they're usually one of the greatest advertisements for danger. Number 2. The Cedar Point Water Park. There are many attractions of the Cedar Point Water Park in Ohio, and each one of them had inflicted at least one injury on unfortunate riders. But on the list today, I want to talk about the most expensive water ride ever built on Cedar Point, and of course, the most notorious. The name of the water slide was Shoot the Rapids, and it opened to the public on June 26, 2010. When it opened, everyone wanted to have a taste of the ride. But just 3 years after its debut, a terrible accident happened on July 19, 2013. On that day, a boat loaded with gas and 7 riders rolled back down on Shoot the Rapids to hit a concrete edge and then another boat. As a result, the boat flipped over, leaving the riders stranded underwater. For several minutes, their heads were upside down before park employees could rescue them. Thankfully, they survived, and only one of them had to go to the hospital. After the incident, the ride was closed and reopened 1 year later, but the bad rap lived on.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 1. The Grave Pool. The Grave Pool was the nickname to the section of New Jersey's Action Park that opened to the public in 1978. If the name hasn't scared you off already, perhaps you should know that every inch of this action park drew tears, broke teeth, and took lives in its glory days. So let me run you through the highlights. In 1984, a section of the park called Tarzan Swing triggered a lethal heart attack in one man who accidentally jumped into cold water. Soon after, another man stepped on a live wire while kayaking. Many people broke their teeth inside the crazy cannonball. 3 teenagers drowned in the grave pool where 1,000 people swam at once. And within 12 months, the action park recorded 14 bone fractures and 26 head injuries. According to the report, the grave pool needed about 30 rescues